Namaskar. I hope all of you are enjoying your day. In the Shiva Sahasranamam, as we are still enjoying this period of Savan month, it talks about the second name of Bhagwan Shiva. We talked last week about Sthanam, Sthiraye. Today we will talk about Sthanam rather. Sthanam is the place where we reside, the place where we dwell, the foundation that we are in. Shiva Bhagwan sits in this position, in this posture, undisturbed, as we discussed, still and undisturbed. Because of his stillness, he possessed the ability for animals to crawl on his body without the animals even knowing that this is a life form there. Shiva is called Sthanave Namaha because he is firm where he sits. And it's said in the yogic culture, Sukham Stiram Asanam, that a place where you sit, it has to be firm, it has to be comfortable, and it has to project some form of stillness. Why is he called sthanam? Why is it important? Why are we talking about a place to sit and to be comfortable? You see, this is called the building blocks of life. Sthanave Namaha, when we praise Shiva in the form of Sthanave Namaha, we're asking him to bless us with the ability to create beautiful foundations of our life. This message of Shiva is applicable to Hindus, non-Hindus, and everybody else who are looking at the program or watching this broadcast. You see, when it comes to building the foundations of life, or sitting or standing or working in an environment where your foundation is strong and solid, that is important. But for us to rise in life, we need to build these things called building blocks. Many people talk about the Hindu wedding ceremony, how detailed it is, and sometimes how long it can be. You see, a Hindu wedding ceremony is a day when we create the building blocks for the couple's lives who are getting married. We say that if you're going to spend an enormous time together in your life, we're going to do our best to create building blocks for you. And we create these processes where they, after about a couple of hours, they become one. Shiva is about firmness, it's about stillness, and he's about creating the building blocks in your life. Building blocks in our life are not only the amount of wealth that we can save, it is not only the amount of assets that we can acquire, or companionship or friendships that we build in the form of relationships. It is about the values that we have created in our life. Building blocks in our life are the very values we possess, and not only possess them, but we use to help others in the process of living. Beyond religion, beyond cult, beyond any practices that you may know or not know, is a life of spirituality. When we live a material life, we are doing things to fulfill the needs of the body, the physiological self. But the minute we go spiritual, we go beyond the body into the spirit, into the soul. And then is when we see the bigger picture of life. That is when we begin to reach out to others instead of nourishing ourselves alone. Shiva, when you watch him, he dresses in a very unique way. This unique way of dressing is called Digambar, one who dresses almost naked. Now please, do not take that habit or behavior from Shiva. He has his ways of doing things that we will never understand. But he dresses with the hide around him, the skin of the animal around him. And many may wonder, does he even kill these animals? Or why does he use these animals around him? You see, Shiva, he cares for the living and the dead and the dying. The animal's skin around him represents the animals who have died in this world. To show respect for them, he takes their skin when they are already dead, wears them, to let them, in their own way, feel the connection to him. Shivaji wears the skulls. He is associated with the beasts so that he shows companionship to all forms of life. This is how we build building blocks in life. We are not only kind and compassionate to our own. We are not only nice to the people in front of us, but we are genuinely nice to all forms of creatures. If we are worshippers of the Lord Shiva, then we must become sthanave. We must create building blocks or strong foundations of values in our life. I hope and pray that the rest of your month of Savan becomes, or stays rather, auspicious and blessed. And if you can, on Mondays, go to the Shiva temple or whichever temple observes puja and give your time to Shiva. May all of you stay stable, strong, and blessed in life. Om Namah Shivaya.